Hello, this is Longest Day, and we're looking at the Orange Bowl here, and this is the second half of the game, and the first play right here, and it's going to be a rocket toss. So let's just see what happens. We have Shaq pulling out here. We have a great job of Aaron Joe. He's gonna seal this guy right here pretty good. Shaq's gonna seal his guy pretty good, and we do have something really hard happening right here. We have this cornerback who's shooting across the line, which makes this play, I think the first play of the game, something similar to this happened and ended up being a tackle for loss. But we're able to force him a little bit to the outside, and with Shaq sealing the inside, him forcing this a little to the outside, that leaves this lane open, and we end up making a good, looks about 6 or 7 yards right there. All right, let's go ahead, and this is an awesome play. I do want to note that we have two wide receivers out here. We have this A-back right here stepped up on the line. We'll go ahead and start this play off. It's just going to be a dive. So let's look at the blocking right here. We have a chip going on with the center right here on this guy. Chips him right there. Braun's going to take on this linebacker right there. It's going to take him on. You're going to double team this defensive end. So I don't know what hole it's supposed to go through, this hole or that hole, but ends up this hole is closing, so Days has to bounce it outside. I do want to note that this guy just stepped forward really good, taking care of this guy. So it's going to take him kind of out of the picture and leave Days an open hole. Now we do have these two, we have this cornerback and this safety. You have a wide receiver for both to block each. This guy really slows down a little bit, and his guy is able to come through pretty easy. But Days just basically does the old miss right there. Does a great little job. The next guy right here, is kind of running past him. They have a little contact right here. He turns around and sees Days with the ball and decides, well, I'm going to try to tackle him, and just kind of hits him. I think this is something to take the ball out. He's not really tackling. He's just kind of laying his shoulder into him. So that's not going to take someone down. So, and he also kind of blocks his own guy from making the tackle, kind of gets in his way, has to hurdle him. But this guy just, thinks, well, maybe he stepped out of the bounds, but nope, he didn't step out of bounds because this one right here is going to go the distance. All right, touchdown. Just in case you didn't see the sky cam view, I'll give you a brief little view here what happened on the sidelines. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get past the next series here. Go ahead and start the next series so you can see what happens. So that was only 2 plays. All right, we got our, this is not a traditional setup. If you're going to look right here, looks like the wide receiver has stepped in right here. We have an unbalanced line. We moved one of our guys to the other side. So you have 3 linemen right here. We have our other A-back right here. And most likely our wide receiver out here on the side here. So we'll go ahead and start this and see what this is going to be. This is what I call like a fake rocket toss counter dive. So it looks like we're going to rocket toss out. It ends up being a dive right through this direction. Again, on this play, you'll see again, this guy will always pull out. These guys block in. So he's supposed to kick out, and this guy right here is supposed to seal the inside, and that leaves that lane right here. So what's great with this guy right here, he's stepping across the line again, trying to stop the rocket toss. That's setting us up beautifully. So he steps across. We have a great block right here. Watch right here. Great block right there. We have Shaq taking on this guy right here. Great block. We do have somebody who comes up from the side who ends up making the tackle. But after we make about 9 yards. So pretty good first play on that series. Go ahead and look at the second one. All right, so if you look right here, this is our normal setup, so nothing really to talk about there. Let's go ahead and see what this is. This is just basically going to be a, we have a counter option. Well, this is the counter option dive. So we counter it this way, so it looks like it's going to be counter option. If you're basing off exactly what the A-backs are doing, you're going to be shooting outside hard to try to stop the counter option. So let's see what happens in the backfield here. This middle linebacker is not fooled by thinking this is going to be a normal triple option this direction. Watch him. He's watching He's probably watching this guard. Look, he's watching this guard pull, and he's going to follow this guard, and so he's going to shoot this way. So he also is doing the same thing. He's thinking this is counter option, and he's shooting this way. So that's excellent. This defensive end is coming around the end. He's waiting. Look, we got this pulling guard who's going to push him out. So that's great. Push him out. He's taking himself out of the play. We have Aaron Joe right here and Shaq double teaming. Aaron Joe's going to let go and try to seal this middle linebacker just in case he tries to come around. And that's going to leave a nice open hole for Days. Great. This safety right here running over is perfect. It looks like this cornerback is playing up hard and probably coming across the line, which, if you get these guys, having to shift over and people are coming through in this area, you're going to really open up this hole. So it opens up this hole right there. Great little run. Now, again, this little guy, same as last time, comes up from the side and ends up making the tackle. Otherwise, this thing is going to go to the distance too. All right. Let's get to the next play. Let's see how we're lined up. And you can see right here, we're in our normal set. Go ahead and get this play. Oh, he's going to check it. He sees something. Let's see what this play ends up being. And this is going to be basically the same thing to the other direction. Now, if you look on this one, this guy bites pretty hard going this way. So he's biting hard this way. If you get this guy out of the middle, it's great because it's going to open up what's going to happen here. If he swings hard this way or that way, we're good. Let's see what else happens. This guy's stepping up into the gap. All right, so this guy steps up in the gap, but we're going to seal him on the inside. Watch Chamberlain right here. He's going to seal him. Braun's sealing his guy. And look, we got this pulling Shaq Mobile right there. It's going to take out his guy. It's going to open a nice little hole. You see that hole right there? Perfect. All right. It does look like, let's see who this guy is. This backside linebacker ends up making it over there to make the tackle, but not after we make about another 9 yards. So you can see what's going on. This is what we're doing to kind of cause them issues. All right, so off balance here, you have the wide receiver who's moved in. We've moved one of the linemen onto the other side, so you got 1, 2, 3 linemen and your A-back right here. All right, let's go ahead and get this play off. And we're just going to basically fake rocket toss dive right here. So we'll see how the blocking is happening. You have great seal on the inside. Let's see here, Brian needs to take care of that linebacker right there. We have this A-back coming in here. He's going to try to make a hole. I guess the A-back's coming here to take this linebacker right here, and Shaq's trying to take him out. So, we're not able to seal the middle linebacker or the backside linebacker completely, but we do end up making a good amount of yards right there. Man, our offensive line this year has been incredible. It's a pleasure to watch. We're not perfect all the time, but they're so good that they don't always have to be perfect. The whole team is working together to get it done. All right, so we're going to do basically the same thing back to the other side. Let's see how this works out. So he's going to be pulling over, going to be looking to push the end out. He's not even there. He comes across the line, takes himself out of the play. So okay, back up. What are we seeing in this drive? I'm kind of learning with you guys at the same time what's going on. These guys right here on the edges are coming across the line so hard. They're playing so aggressive that they're taking themselves out of the play. You don't need to block them. And I think maybe that's what Paul's seeing. They're coming across the line of scrimmage. They're coming too hard. They're blitzing too much. And what it's doing is taking themselves out of the play. So you watch, he comes across, takes himself out of the play. So all we have to do is seal some of the inside here. If we can seal some of the inside. So looks like Chamberlain takes his guy pretty easily. And who ends up making the tackle is this middle linebacker. But we are getting a good hat on him. So that's going to push him downfield, keep him from making a tackle for loss. So we make some great yards. Our team is doing excellent. And their defense is playing right into our hands. So they're thinking rocket toss, and we're giving them a dive. All right, so right here, we're just going to run it the same back to the other direction. We can see right here, going to double team that guy. We're going to kick out to make sure this guy doesn't come in and make the tackle. The A-back's taking care of the linebacker right here, and that's going to leave everything open. Let's see who... Everybody is engaged. Basically, everybody's coming up. The safeties are coming up. Everybody's playing close, but we're still making yards. All right, let's keep on going. I do believe this one has a happy ending. So our normal setup. So we're away from the unbalanced setup that we've been seeing the last couple of plays. Let's see what this ends up being. All right, so this is a midline. So we've been double teaming. I think Boomer Gump said it best. We've been double teaming this to tackle the whole time. We're kind of setting him up. So we've had a lot of double teams on the tackles, and so now we're just going to let him come through. We're going to give him free reign, and we're going to option off of him so he doesn't have to be blocked. So let's see what happens. So this is a midline. So we're leaving this guy unblocked. You can see Shaq has went around him. And now if this guy takes the V-back, then the quarterback keeps it. If he comes straight through and he's going to take the quarterback, then he's supposed to give it to the V-back. So you can see right here, he takes the V-back. So one of the things that was pointed out is, we're not quite making our block on the outside. This defensive end does a good job. And so what I think is JT's a little wary of coming up in this hole. Now, perhaps could he have made it into this hole? Now, I don't know what would have happened if he would have tried, but I think what he's seeing is this guy could possibly take him out. So he decides to go to the outside. And I did not see this before, but you need to see this. This guy is just out of his reach. Watch this. Jukes might have shoes, but what you don't see, you can't see from behind. This guy he just wants to try to get him. JT's just too fast for him. What a great play. All right, that's a touchdown. Again, we'll look at it again. Traditionally, a midline is supposed to follow up this hole right here. Potentially Bostic may have been able to make the block to open this hole up, but JT is such the player he is. He ends up going down to the outside, jukes this guy out of his shoes right there, and just turns on the afterburners and gets in there for the touchdown. All right, so that's all I got for this series. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, can't say enough about our offensive line. They are just doing a terrific job. We're really going to miss a lot of the experience that we have in A-backs. Being able to change up blocking schemes, having all the wrinkles that we have. A lot of the young guys have some really big shoes to fill and knowing exactly what to do. Andrews, though, coming back next year. Really excited about that. He's an A-back who has done some excellent blocking this game, and he should have a leg up in knowing exactly what to do on a lot of the plays. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this segment, and I'll probably do one more for this game.